now because they got some training. They needed to training to discover that the person that was being accused by this person should come in and have an opportunity.
But there's big issues, Jeff. We're tied down in this thing today.
Yeah,
we got a proposal out there to get rid of trash service. We got a proposal to close the golf course from the doctor. Mm-hmm. We've got probably more proposals to subsidize the zoo. Mm-hmm. We've got a hydro thing that is no way finalized. And all these other issues, right. and the city manager is carrying on about how the massive tax increases are looming.
Yes.
And we're sitting there, I'm just looking at it as a citizen, dealing with...
Of course.
With this.
And who has been against all of what it is that they're proposing for cuts? And who has been saying what we can do differently as far as the hydro? And who has been pushing back against what the city's belief is, including the comptroller's understanding of...
Who's that?
It's Jim Mills. He has been poo-pooing everything. He's Mr. Negative Nabob. We'll never make it. We're doomed. No matter how much money we had in the bank after the COVID money came in, we still are in dire straits. Yeah. This guy is so negative. I don't think he can think creatively when it comes to financing the city in other ways.
He's just perpetually sad. Listen, I got to take a break here. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Right.
All right, we're back on the hotline with Councilman Cliff Olney. First of all, your term is up at the end of next year, 25, and you are running.
I am going to run.
You are going to run for re-election. Okay, well, but they want to get you. Is there any circumstance in which you would resign?
No.
Okay. Now, they've said that, or it's been reported by the mainstream media that council is giving you the chance to clear your name as a way. Do you feel a need to clear your name?
No. I said last night, I'm being given the opportunity to clear my name when this committee that you're sending me back in front of didn't ask me to come in the first time. They give me the opportunity to clear my name or to offer a counter narrative. And you're going to send me back over there. And you're offering me what? It was it's an offer to further publicly shame me and to disparage my character and to make people think that I did something unethical, which I did not.
Okay, we've got a call here. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Yeah, thanks for the take. Can Cliff hear me, Mayor?
He can hear you.
Yeah, Cliff, I have to change the topic. Is that all right, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, Cliff, on the homeless problem.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to be taking over the property at City Hall, I've noticed the last couple nights. Yeah. You got homeless people. There's about 4 or 5 picnic tables there, completely taken over by homeless. You have 4 people sleeping on the lawn up there. Yeah. My opinion is to get them the hell out of the county. And I'm wondering what can we do to get these people off the street? Everywhere you go, you're harassed by these people. I've noticed here in the city.
I appreciate that question.
I'll get off.
All right, thank you.
Well, the question is that
City Hall.
City Hall. I stopped one night. I met Andrew. He's 22 years old. He lost his job because his girlfriend. He had a different opinion. And he's sleeping in a sleeping bag out in front of the Flower Memorial Library. I was on my way home on my bike, and I stopped and asked him.
Well, what is the deal with these people? Who are they?
What you do is just what we did back when we had the Butler Pavilion filled with people. It was November 17th before that big storm came in. And then I didn't know what to do. They were going to freeze. And so I was working on trying to get that property over on Arsenal Street as a temporary shelter for them to go permanently. Couldn't get that. And, I said, okay, I don't know. I called the developer that provided the brake shop, and he says, give me a few minutes. I said, they're going to freeze out here. I don't know what to do. And he called Scott Gray, and Gray got with the county, and they come up with this temporary thing that you saw.
Right.
It was working fine. And then the county came up with their steering committee and all the solutions they thought they had. And then you've seen Pine Avenue go down. You've seen the grant or the different things, the proposal, that request for proposal that nobody responded to. Didn't even get out to some of the people. The Salvation Army was overwhelmed. I mean, and on and on. And their solutions were not solutions. They were just an excuse to get it out of their hands, to put it in the nonprofits and say, well, half these people they were asking to help with this problem, this homeless problem, weren't even understanding what the problem was. The one group that did, with Ruth Lago at the head of it, Watertown Area Rescue Mission, wasn't even asked to come to the table because of the money and the people's need and the nonprofits that were lined up for the money that the county was going to give.
Do these people come from somewhere else and
I don't know.
They want to live that way?
Well, I heard that a comment was made about it. That these people are coming to the city because we have the services here. Well, of course. But, if you have a permanent shelter, like we did on Main Avenue, all right, you can put 45 people in there. You can send workers over from DSS, from HUD and other places. Get them help if they want it. All right? Get them mental treatment if they need it. Drug treatment. All that stuff. Now, I think that is the first step. And I made a plan. I put out a comprehensive list of what the steps would be in order to, and you've got housing out there, allowances, you've got grants available. We're applying for none of them. We haven't even applied for any grants as a city for this affordable housing.
Well, let's look at some of the housing in the city. You've got the 232 West Main debacle.
Yep.
We read in the papers that said, that'll be opening. No, it isn't going to be open. There's a building. Now, right up there is that apartment complex, the more modern one next to it. And that's where the incident occurred early yesterday, where the 19-year-old woman had a dispute with apparently a roommate or a relative or something, took that person's companion cat, put it in the oven, turned the oven on, and left. And
obviously that's...
Now, what kind of depravity is existing among this, I hate to say underclass of people, that everybody seems to wring their hands of?
The problem is we have mental illness, and we also have people that are addicted to drugs, and they need to be sorted out, and those people that can be helped should be helped. Now, there's a lot of the homeless right now that actually, I met David down under the bridge where some were staying. The other day I spoke with him for about 20 minutes, and I asked him, I said, what's your problem? He said, do you want a place to live? Absolutely. His girlfriend and he had an issue. He left, and now he's down there. Now,
well, where's the girlfriend?
She's got the apartment, the old saying. She got the gold mine, I got the shaft.
Okay.
The difference is that he didn't get the gold mine, and so he is looking. And I said, why can't you get DSS or HUD help? He goes, I can, but he says, I was brought up on some charge. They dismissed it, but I had a $200 court fee that still remains in my record, and until I get that cleared off, I can't get HUD assistance. I said, I know somebody that can help you with that issue over at NERCL. And I've got a couple of community advocates that I think we're up to like 32 people that we've placed in help and gotten home so far, me individually, with the help of these organizations that work with me. And I do it that way because to hell with the county and the city. I mean, they're not doing a thing. Sit around wringing their hands over, what do we do?
What I'm wondering is the people that are camped out under the overhang at City Hall. This is City Hall. This isn't just some abandoned building on Factory Street. Why is the administration allowing that? They have a police force at their disposal. Why don't they do something?
What are we going to arrest them for? Because we can. Should we? I think the solution is to find a shelter, a permanent shelter. Winter's coming. And so if you got a place where you can put people in there, sort them out, get them placed into housing that want to go, this guy David can be put into a place. He wouldn't be out there if he were helped in that respect. The others, I believe that Reggie and Neighbors of Watertown and some other organizations are going to build that place. It is going to be built on Main Avenue, 61 units. So that's going to help considerably. We've got Citizens Advocate. We got up on State Street for mental health. All right, so there are slowly pieces going into place. I get that. The county needs to move their behind, and the city has a responsibility, but that hasn't been decided by the rest of the council yet. Mm-hmm. They said, well, this county has the resources. Okay, so to answer your question, there's things that can be done. People aren't acting. There's no leadership.
But a lot of things go on. For instance, we've read about all these smoke shops.
Right.
There was 8 of them in the city limits. Now, the city said they didn't want a licensed marijuana store, so it ended up in Familia. So we get all these other ones, which everybody knew it was de facto. It was untaxed cigarettes and marijuana. Everybody knew it.
Yeah.
City officials knew it, and it went on month after month, and they still are doing business. I don't really care myself, but, it's just odd that we sit there and get sanctimonious about this stuff, but then look the other way when it's convenient.
When it was rolled out, it was done very poorly. I mean, just think of one thing. You can't grow your own marijuana.
And some
for
of
2 years after the first smoke shop opens up, the legal smoke shop to sell marijuana.
But you have
What the hell kind of stupidity it goes into?
Unfortunately, we have rules when it comes to retail. You can't just open a store and not charge sales tax or anything else.
Of course.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah. So what are they mostly interested in? Safety of the people and the product that you're buying?
Well,
the
renting
sales
a property.
That they're losing?
Some of these properties are owned by influential people. There was one out at the mall. That's Pyramid Company. There's a couple others owned by a prominent citizens, including a county legislator.
Well, there's a novel idea, doing the right thing because it's the right thing rather than it makes you money, right? I mean, or it doesn't make you money.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that was going on. Somebody would be closed down and somebody else would open right back up. They'd change the LLC and go right back in there. There were legitimate smoke shops in town. I know of one up on State Street that, you know, as far as it goes, and they were following the rules, but they were being beaten up financially because the others weren't. So there's things to be done. It's no different with what's happened with the homeless. But to answer the gentleman's question, I appreciate that. There are solutions for the homeless, but we're not working on them. And I let it play out. I know that there are people underneath the overhang at the city hall and also in front of the library. I know. I've been down to see them. The reason.
Okay, one question here I got is on the golf course.
Yeah.
And I like the guy who's running the clubhouse up there. I know a lot of people in the restaurant business.
Uh-huh.
These people get to have a restaurant fully equipped with maintenance, free electricity and free water, free parking, free everything for $6 a year. Come on, man.
The truth is this. We had one person apply for that. You know why? Shannon Expert, who owns the Bad Apple, had a very eloquent explanation as to why other people didn't. I mean, it was something that should have been looked at carefully and then made adjustments.
Before you spent $3.4 million.
No, I would say that I didn't know if we were going to run it ourselves and like we do with the arena and make money, because we do down there. And that would have been a possibility, but you got a certain element within the city's government that doesn't want to do anything as far as running the city like a business because they think
so you never really got along with City Hall like Mr. Sly and Mr. Mix?
No, because it's the shadow government types that are in there. It's the people. It's the people that are there to maintain the status quo and keep things the way they are. Now, one of the issues going back to the ethics report is that I failed to advocate for the city's position. Okay, think about this. I'm an elected official, and if I've got a pollinator garden over on Pleasant Street, and they get their lawn mowed down by some contractor we hired to go in there and do that, then I go out and say, no, this is wrong. Well, the city's position is that it was the right thing to do, and I put up a resolution saying, no, give the money back to the people and rescind that, and it was passed last night with Schoen's and also Lisa's support. When I see something that's being done by the city that's wrong, and it was the same thing with the golf course in that below-market lease, I will advocate for the individual because I am not employed by the city. I'm not their employee. They seem to think that council is just there as a rubber stamp to do whatever they suggest that we should do. I think about stuff. I look at things, and I dig in, and I don't like the fact that something is being done. I will challenge them. They don't like being challenged.
Well, let's do a quick phone call, then we're going to do a break. Good afternoon. We got to be quick here.
How you doing?
Good. What's your question?